Hello and welcome to today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. I am Nkem Okogo. Today we go back in memory to the story of ex-corps member Merciful Faith Jaka. In 2011, Merciful was one of the beneficiaries of the NYSC MDG War Against Poverty program, WAP. With the training and funding she received, Merciful successfully set up a fish and snail farm. She is an employer of labor and a great asset to the community, as she has empowered members of the community with the viable skills for self-reliance and wealth creation. We met up with Merciful in 2014, but I won't say further. Don't move a muscle. We will be right back.
My name is Mrs. Merciful Faith Jaka. I served 2011 in Eneka, Obia local government area of Rivers State. I am one of WAP beneficiaries, and WAP stands for War Against Poverty. Welcome to my farm.
Mrs. Merciful Jaka Faith is another enviable icon whose story testifies to the astonishing turnaround impact of the NYSC MDG's War Against Poverty program.
This is my snary. Snary is not the only thing we do here. We are trained in fish production and processing.
Merciful served in Eneka community, Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State in 2011, and she has settled in the community since the completion of her youth service.
In 2011, when I was serving in Obiakpo local government, when we went for our CDS, an announcement came that people should come and fill a form for agro-allied training, that government wants to train people. We were asked to write names and our contacts and our account numbers. I got an alert, and that is what you are seeing here. Many people graduated carrying files looking for jobs, but NYSC MDG WAP training made me an employer of labor.
From a core member who had thought of applying for white-collar jobs, the NYSC's MDG's War Against Poverty program has made Mercy Jaka Faith an entrepreneur, a contributor to agricultural productivity, and an employer of labor.
WAP, which is War Against Poverty. I am proud of it. It has made me who I am today. With WAP, I don't carry files to look for work. Instead, I am an employer of labor. With the training I received in WAP, I was able to get more benefits. Right now, I stock over 12,000 fishes in my farm, ranging from fingerlings, juveniles, jumpers, table-sized catfish. I also do processing. Not just that, I make supplies, both snails and fishes, dry and fresh. It doesn't stop there. WAP has also helped me to impact favorably in my community. After my NYSC training, I was able to train some young secondary school leavers who, even if they won't be opportunity to go to university, they can use the training which WAP has extended to them through me to establish themselves in life. As if that is not enough, I was able to train some persons, some adults into this business, into fish and snail business. And some of them are doing quite well.
Last year I lost my husband in death. So I dey look for work, something I go use help to train my children. So this my sister see me, help me. She call me to come here so that I go dey look how she dey do the fish, how she dey feed them, and how she dey dry them. And from her too, I don't learn how to make the fish very well. And also learn how to dry it like this.
I've been trained to become a manager.
I've really benefited. At least me now, I have a poultry.
It has helped me a lot.
I believe in God that with her and with the plantain flour, I can live
and I can take care of myself.
Merciful Jaka was able to win the Youth Enterprise with Innovation in Nigeria You Win Cash Award using the platform of WAP as a springboard.
What else has WAP done for me? It's wonderful to tell you that with the training I received in WAP, to start, dream big and start small, I was able to get UWIN program. UWIN is Youth Enterprise with Innovation in Nigeria. It's a federal government program that helps unemployed graduates to write a business plan, and if you win, you'll be given an award. And it ranges in amount. So as a UWIN awardee, I was able to expand. Right now, I have 2 plots of land for my business. I was able also to go into plantation.
Mrs. Merciful Jaka is, however, not resting on her hours. She continues to empower more members of Eneka, her host community in Port Harcourt, the River State capital.
WAP enabled me to be known in my environment. What do I mean? I was able to train people. I train badge by badge. And because I have people I've trained before, I have a link. So whenever I have a training, I give them a phone call. We organize training, and our host community gains from the training.
Now, almost a decade after, Merciful is a proprietor of La Gilead International Schools, where she's impacting knowledge and raising future leaders. Let us go to her.
I grew up in Anambra State, Onitsha precisely. My parents were missionaries, so I knew that at about 8 years or thereabout, they stopped their missionary work, and then we came to live in Onitsha. I went to Global International School there along Onitsha-Owerri Road. I'm a mother of 4 beautiful girls, married to Mr. Merciful Dumbiri. Okay, what else do I need to tell you? I graduated from Imo State Polytechnic in the year 2009, and I had my NYSC in the year 2011. I know that WAP is no longer there, but I'm aware of Said that is like WAP branded. And I know that it's a program aimed to also help our youth, especially our Nigerian graduates, to ensure that they are not job seekers, but they're employers of labor. I also want to thank NYSC scheme. They're actually doing so much when it comes to integration. I mean national integration. You know, I've had people who are not from the east, they go over there, maybe north or south or west, and then they finish 7, they settle there. I've also had some persons who are not from south, from west, and then here they finish 7 and they settle. I manage schools. Because I've had a lot of trainings on business management, education, I also do some form of consultancy service for schools. I know I've gone to conduct interviews in schools in Warri, and you meet some persons who just finished from service, and you employ them for schools, train them, and they will tell you that from West, they don't want to go back, they want to remain in Warri or remain in so-so state. So I really say that when it comes to national integration, NYSC has done so much. Like I told you, I hail from Anambra State. I married a Delta man, but here I am in River State, doing well because NYSC gave me the opportunity to serve in River State and remain here. Because when you are married, they don't post you outside where your mates is. They make sure you remain with your mates. So you serve in that state where your mates is. So it's also an opportunity for national integration. I must say they are doing so well. It has been a beautiful experience. If Domjay farms have not benefited persons, have benefited over 50 to 100 persons. We've employed lots of persons. And when I employ you, we don't employ you to work for us and continue working. We employ you to work and open your own. So I can count so many persons who have worked for us, and in 2 or 3 years, they were able to establish their own farms. Because I will tell them, you will not continue working in Domjay, except those who had challenges. Like the woman I mentioned to you, she lost her husband at a time, so she could not start. But even till now, if we dry fish, she will carry and sell for herself. So she gets at a discounted rate, and she's very comfortable doing what she's doing. So I'm sure that through the WAP program, so many youths have been empowered, so many persons have benefited, and it's actually a war against poverty. Because I know that not just those have empowered, those that some other persons have empowered is a way of ending poverty in one way or the other in Nigeria.
Mrs. Fred Eunice, the widow who was part of the pioneer beneficiaries of Merciful's training, filled with gratitude, had this to say.
I'm happy to see you people to come to inspect it. This fish has been helping me with my sister to manage life.
I will say a very big thank you to the federal government of Nigeria. I will also say a very big thank you to NYSC management, and a very big thank you to God Almighty, myself, and so many other numerous beneficiaries of the WAP program, the SAID program, and every other program sponsored by the Nigerian government to ensure that our youths can do well like other youths. Thank you so very much. To God Almighty too, thank you so very much. Long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live NYSC scheme.
Without a doubt, the NYSC is a catalyst for self-development. Through the NYSC, Merciful is an established farmer and a school proprietress. Well done, Merciful. Moving on, our next story is on Sodiq Abdulazeez, a first-class graduate of marketing from the University of Ilorin. He was deployed to Plateau State for his service year. While serving, he was determined to embark on a project that would foster unity in the community. He identified the lack of water in the community and decided to construct a borehole that would meet the water needs of the people. In the spirit of unity and national integration, Sodiq situated the borehole at a meeting point between the Muslim and Christian settlements in the community. Let us meet Sodiq.
My name is Sodiq Abdulazeez. I'm an indigenous of Kwara State, precisely from Ilala town in Irekodun local government. I graduated from the University of Ilorin with a first-class honors in marketing in 2018. And after my graduation, I was deployed for the NYSC program to Plateau State to serve my fatherland. On my way coming to Plateau State, we met some people, we boarded the same bus with them. So they happened to be from Kaduna, but they spent some time in Lagos. So they were narrating all the crises and conflict that's happening in the northern part of the country, that people don't live together, the Christians and Muslims don't live together. So I now place that beside what I grew up to know in the Yoruba land, Southwest, to be precise, where Muslims stay together, they live together peacefully. So that's where I was already thinking of something to do that would serve as a unity point for the Christians and Muslims or other ethnic groups. So when I was deployed to Plateau State, the community I lived in is a Muslim community, and in my community there was no water. So I was inspired to execute a borehole project to serve the community. But rather than siting the borehole in my community where I was living, which is a Muslim community, I felt that the first inspiration, which was to bring the two religions together and the ethnic groups together, should not just go like that. So I was searching for areas where there is a proximity between the location of Muslims and the Christians. So then I will site the project where they can actually be coming regularly to fetch water together, and by that would give them a sense of unity, that if they can be coming together to benefit from the same source, then there shouldn't be any need for crisis or conflict over tribe or ethnicity. So when I conceived that idea, I met with some borehole drilling companies, and I came here to do the geophysical survey to find a point particularly where they can get productive borehole. So, and that's how it all came up. Plateau State, from my own personal experience, they are very nice people. They are very, very nice people, because when I was posted, like I mentioned earlier, the impression I was given was that, you are going to Plateau, are you not aware of the crisis going on there? So I said, no problem, I will go there. Because back then in the University of Ilorin, I had a lecturer, not from my department, from the university, that also shared his experience that he served in Plateau State. So I said, if somebody could have come here to serve, then I can also come. So when I came to, many were giving us that notion that you are not safe. So, but on getting here, I stayed in Plateau State, and the people were welcoming, as in, I was treated very nicely, because there were some privileges that I was given, and I believe that many corps members too were given. And most especially in my place of primary assignment, which is University of Jos, I could remember that I was the only person in the department as a Muslim. And despite the fact, on many occasions, mostly in the morning, they served me with tea. So I was treated nicely, actually. So the people are nice. This is my first personal project, but I've been involved in many community projects. So when I did this project, at first I almost lost hope, because I was going from shop to shop, street to street, to beg people for money to contribute. Some people were seeing me as a corps member that was they want to use that avenue to get money and then eat the money or use it anyhow. So that was the first thing. The credibility was a very, very serious challenge for me. So, but as God would have it, I was able to make it. So I was not expecting anything when I did the project. And after I executed the project, I never came back to this place to even see, because it's a very far place from the town. It's a remote area. So it's a remote area. So I have not been here, and I didn't even, when I got the call that I was going to be awarded by NYSC, so I was surprised. I was even shedding tears, because I never expected it, that I would be called one day and to come and receive award for the project I've done. But I'm happy and I'm glad that I'm rewarded for it, actually.
this Anaguta community area, Rigiza, and we thank God for this borehole that has been given to us. Before, we go a long distance to get water within the community. Even a well, we don't have to fetch water. It was the river that normally served. And we take like 30 minutes to 1 hour before we get there to fetch water to our service. But when the ESCO member, Abdulazeez Sodiq, came, he got the idea that he needs to help the community to get this. And today, we thank God for the borehole. We do fetch water, we drink the water, we do so many things with the water. And we pray that wherever he is, his service, this donation that he gave to the community will never be in vain, that God will favor him in whatsoever he's doing.
Abdulazeez ya kama na taimako na ruwa. Mu da muke nan community muna da Fulani, muna da Anaguta, muna da Berom, different day yare muna da su a nan. Da Hausa duka muna zaman lafiya tare da su. So lokacin na kama nan ruwan mun yi farin ciki sosai. Sai duka muka hankalinmu duka sai koma wurin ruwan nan. Muna jin daɗin ruwa din. Taste na ruwa din ma yana tafiya mana, mukan yi abinci da shi, mukan sha. Idan baki ma suka zo wurin mu muka ba su nan ruwan sukan yi nuna farin cikin ruwan domin suna samun ruwa, domin muna ba su ruwa mai daɗi. So a gaskiya muna muku godiya.
The NYSC has 4 cardinal programs or points that each core member is expected to fit in. So every core member should see this scheme as an avenue to contribute greatly to the development of the country, because that was the main reason why this scheme was birthed. So I want to encourage my fellow or upcoming core members to try as much as possible to see themselves as a patriotic citizens of the country, and they should see this NYSC program as an avenue for them to contribute to the growth and development of the country. I would like to thank NYSC greatly for giving me this opportunity, because if we didn't know NYSC, perhaps this wouldn't have come to being. But I want to thank NYSC because the whole of the NYSC program is an eye-opener. The training we received on camp was multifaceted, and many other things that NYSC imbibed, the qualities NYSC imbibed in us. One of which is that wherever you go to, just try to adapt to the environment, because I never came to a northern part of the country before. But NYSC brought me here, and we were orientated that we should just cope, and then we live with people. We should integrate with people culturally, traditionally, and many other things without having to raise eyebrow at one's affiliation, whether cultural or social or religious. So I want to really thank NYSC, and I beg NYSC to please keep up the good work to encourage the fourth or the core upcoming youth of the country to also contribute greatly to the development of the country.
Water is indeed life, and it has no enemies. Sodiq, an NYSC President Awardee recipient, through his CDS project, has strengthened the bonds of friendship between both settlements. We will be right back. The NYSC Director General, Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim, has appealed to state governments to constitute and empower NYSC state governing boards to perform their roles in order to enhance the success of the scheme's program. The Director General said this is clearly spelled out in Section 6, Subsection 2 of the NYSC Act with regards to the statutory function of NYSC state governing boards. He stated this in his keynote address at the meeting of NYSC top management on Wednesday, 7th April 2021, with the representatives of the 36 state governments and the FCT administration held in Abuja. While the federal government and some state governments have been above board in the discharge of their statutory responsibilities, the present management has remained consistent in reaching out to all stakeholders in order to ensure the provision and sustenance of the desired level of support for the scheme.
I use this opportunity to express gratitude to the affected states for their support, with the hope that they will maintain the tempo. On the other hand, there are states and local governments whose performances leave much to be desired.
The NYSC boss added that there is the urgent need for a functional NYSC local government committee in each of the local government areas of every state. He also wishes to appeal to the state governments to use their influence and spirit of intergovernmental cooperation to help in persuading the local government councils to form the committee. Stating further, the DG added that the need for the provision of a conducive environment for the orientation course cannot be overemphasized, especially with the fact that the orientation camp is a core member's first point of contact with both NYSC and the state of deployment. The DG commended the 24 states that have carried out maintenance and upgrade of camp facilities, urging that the level of commitment be sustained. The DG also appealed for support for grassroots development initiatives of the scheme, adding that activities of core members are geared towards uplifting the living standard of the people, especially in the rural areas.
I wish to once again express our profound gratitude to the federal government for its unrelenting support to the NYSC, especially through the prompt provision of resources for the smooth operation of the scheme.
Welcome back. Sadly, this is where we draw the curtain on today's episode of NYSC Half Hour, but we always love to hear from you. Please write to us through the online handles displayed on your screens right now, and we would write back. Remember, the safety of core members in our communities is the responsibility of you and I. Until I see you next time, I am Nkem Okwogu. Stay safe.